All around the world we're telling stories. All around the world we're saying once upon a time.
Hi campers, my name is Dana and I'm the Education Director for Sparkler Learning. Welcome back to another week of camp. This week for camp we are going to travel to the shores of Western Africa to hear a story about a little goat and a big tiger. It's called Goat's Encounter with Tiger. Our storyteller this week is Dr. Raouf Mama, who was born in West Africa in a country called Benin, and now he lives in Connecticut and he's a professor at Eastern Connecticut State University. So when Dr. Mama tells his stories, as any West African storyteller might do, he does a little bit of call and response. And that means that he's going to say something, and then we, whoever's listening to the story, says something back to him. So when Dr. Mama says, story time, our response is going to be, story time. Let's practice. Are you ready? Story time! You got it. I think you're ready. Let's go.
My name is Raouf Mama, and I'm a storyteller, and I'm a professor of English at Eastern Connecticut State University. There's a song for storytelling in my country. I mean, you won't understand a word of what I say, but at least I hope the rhythm will speak to you. Oh, wenu ho, o mekado bakaise, o wenu ho, o mewedo wena gaja kahoda homeli. Umekado ya gaga wesu kahoda homeli. Umewedo bakaise. Uwenu ho. Umekada majodo winenune. Winenu ho. Umewedo bakaise. Uwenu ho. Umekado bakaise. If I say story time, you say story time. Story time.
Story time.
My story takes flight over countries and kingdoms of long ago.
Long ago.
And the lights on goat. And one day, Goat's mother said to Goat, go to the house of our neighbor to get me some cheese. Okay, Mom, Goat said, and went off. But you see, little Goat was a little absent-minded. It was, a little too easily distracted. And just as soon as he left the house, he forgot all about the errand on which his mom had sent him. And he started wandering here and there and everywhere with his nose in the air. And all of a sudden, he came face to face with Tiger. Because back then, the village and the jungle were not too far from each other, you see? And the moment Tiger saw Goat, he went, I'm going to eat you and eat you and eat you. I'm going to eat you and eat you and eat you. Goat responded, I'm going to eat you and eat you and eat you. Well, and Tiger said, as a matter of fact, I'm in a very good mood today. So I'm going to give you a chance. Oh, really? Thank you very much, but how are you going to do that? Shut up! If not, I'm going to eat you and eat you and eat you. Story time! Story time!
Story time. Story time.
Story time!
Story time.
And Tiger said, I'm going to give you a test. I'm going to ask you to make 3 statements about our encounter in this jungle. 3 statements that nobody can disagree with. If you pass the test, I shall let you go.
Go.
But if you fail it, I'm going to eat you and eat you and eat you. I'm going to eat you and eat you and eat you. Please don't eat me. Please don't eat me. Well then, Tiger said, this is the first test. Story time.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time.
What is your first statement? Because you had to make 3 statements that no one can argue with. What is your first statement? Let me think a bit, Goat said, for this is a very serious matter. It's a matter of life and death, though I need to think about it. So Goat thought and thought and thought and thought, and he thought and thought and thought and thought. I said, what? He said, what is it? What is it? What is it? Tiger went. Here it is! Here it is! Here it is! If you let me go now, and I go back to my house, and I tell my mommy and my daddy and my uncle and my grandma and everybody else that I met you, Tiger, face to face, but you didn't eat me, you let me go, no one will believe it. Right on, Tiger said. You seem to me a very smart goat. What is your next statement? Let me think about it. Because this is a very serious matter. It's a matter of life and death. So I need to think about it. And he thought and thought and thought and thought. And he thought and thought and thought and thought. I know what is it? 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 Here it is! Here it is! Here it is! If you let me go now, and you go back to your house, and you tell your wife, and your children, and your grandparents, and your friends, that you, Tiger, met me face to face in the jungle, but you didn't eat me, you let me go, no one will believe it. Right on, Tiger said. You seem to me a very smart goat. What is your third and final statement? This is a very serious matter, so I need to think about it. So Goat thought and thought and thought and thought, and he thought and thought and thought and thought, and he thought and thought and thought and thought. I have one. What is it? 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 Here it is, here it is, here it is. Before you and I met this morning, you had a big and delicious meal. And that put you in a good mood. And that was why you gave me a chance. Right on, Tiger said. You are indeed a very smart goat. Go home then. Go home now. And don't ever come back to the jungle. For if you do, I'm going to eat you and eat you and eat you. I'm going to eat you and eat you and eat you. And that was the story. And I want to end the story with a lullaby. It's a lullaby my mother used to sing to me. And I want to sing to all the children who will be watching this videotape. So you're going to clap with me. You're going to clap with me to help me sing the song, okay? Alalabiyo, ayin sebo shuloyo. Alabiadeyo, ayin sebo shuloyo. Asheshele oshu abara tintin. Asheshele oshu abara tintio. Alalabiyo, ayin sebo shuloyo. Alalabiyo, olusewo shuloyo. Abebi aleyo, aye sebo shuloyo. Asheshele oshu abara tintin. Asheshele oshu abara tintio. Alabebiyo, aye sebo shuloyo. Alajokeyo, aye sebo shuloyo. Àjọkẹ́ àdéyọ, ayé ṣe bóṣù lọ́yọ̀. Àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lé oṣù abara tíntín. Àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lé oṣù abara tíntín o. Alábàákẹ́yọ, ayé ṣe bóṣù lọ́yọ̀. Alájọkẹ́yọ, ayé ṣe bóṣù lọ́yọ̀. Alájìkẹ́yọ, ayé ṣe bóṣù lọ́yọ̀. Alájìkẹyọ, ayé ṣe bóṣù lọ́yọ̀. Alájìkẹyọ, ayé ṣe bóṣù lọ́yọ̀.
Wow. Thank you to Dr. Raouf Mama for sharing that special story and songs, and thanks to you for listening. Now, I hope you have so much fun this week playing activities inspired by the story, and I hope you'll come back again next week to find out what else happens once upon a time.